Mic check. Mic check.
All right, folks. Well, we're back, and we are starting with the women's masters, right? Or women's masters. They're the ones that are starting, and they're coming down. So this is for the Downriver. This is a pure endurance race.
Not gonna have that much time, but maybe. Well, this is Narrowly and Jay from Humboldt Hot Air back at the raft race here, and we have a bunch of results for you that we're going to try to squeeze in as the raft line up and push off for the Downriver race.
Yeah, so should we start with the women's masters? Who won first place for that one, Jay?
Well, the Furies had a super quick time of 1.05, 1 minute and 5 seconds, I think, is that what that is.
Yep.
Second was the Outsiders, was trailing pretty far behind, actually, 1 minute and 12 seconds, and third was the Furies.
Only 1 second behind, with 1 minute and 13 seconds.
Doesn't take much to lose that second place.
So those are the winners for the women's masters, which was just earlier today. And then we had the women's open. Who won that one?
Great name, Riff Raff.
One of my favorite names.
With 1 minute flat, and the Red Ladies followed with a two seconds behind. They came in second.
Nice. And then we have the under 19 women's, and the first place for that one was the California Poppies, who came in at 1 minute and 11 seconds.
Followed by our very own local Redwood Rafters in second place with 1 minute and 15 seconds.
And then we had the cadet women. There was only one boat, so they won first place, and that's Redwood Raptors at 1 minute and 20 seconds. And so we got some, as we're reading this, we got some boats going. They're starting with their, what's the name of this race, Jay?
It is the Downriver race.
So the Downriver race has begun. We got the second boat coming down right now. And that's the women, that's the Rift Drops?
I think it is. Or maybe we're still up in the women's masters.
The
Outsiders. A little hard to tell right at the moment.
This is the order that they're coming down.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Furies came down first, and now we're getting the Outsiders coming in, and they're cruising through.
Dropping into hellhole right now.
As we speak, and you can see them splashing through on the
Another
screen.
successful run. And just to remind folks, this is just the start of the Downriver race. It extends from here all the way down to near Big Flat. Taken out at, not exactly sure where, right around the Big Flat area.
And that'll be in about 25-30 minutes that they'll be getting out of the water there.
That's right. So on with the results of this morning's sprint. I think we'll pick up here at the men's masters. There's only one boat in that category.
They had a good time.
They did. They're called the Outsiders, and they came in at 1 minute flat, which might be the fastest lift raft. Also had.
The women's open first place got 1 minute, and so far what we're seeing, that's Yeah, that's the fastest. So then we have the men's open. So now we got the fastest. The first place of men's open was the Rift Raft at 0.57 seconds.
Screaming. But not far behind was the Rift Raft. Not to be confused with Rift Raft. A little bit different there.
Yeah, one has a Z, the other does not.
And they were 2 seconds behind.
Real close.
That with 59 seconds.
Right. And then we had in third place for the men's open, we had Serious Fun. They came in at 1 minute and 6 seconds.
And the homeboys, Chevy, with 1 minute and 7 seconds. So it's all pretty tight here, folks. Everyone's battling pretty strong today.
I think they're coming. Okay. So we got some more folks coming down right in front of us, scooting down Hellhole. They're paddling quick. They just got past that start line, and that's Riff Raft. That's who we're seeing, I believe. The first place of the Women's Open are now starting in their Downriver stretch.
I noticed people are pacing themselves a lot more across the pond this time.
Makes sense. They got, as we mentioned, it's like a 25, 30-minute float ahead of them that they're going to be, going pretty hard, but you got to pace yourself for sure. We don't have that.
Yeah. The Eddie caught this group pretty strong here.
So that was just the Furies, actually. At 72. It was the Furies. Yeah. So I'm going to pull this out so we can look at it. So actually, I believe that next will be Rift Raft. That was not, in fact, Rift Raft. That just went through there. That was the Furies. We took a moment to look at some of the other stuff. So we also had the under-19 men's score is in.
That's right. There are 3 teams. First was Troublemakers at 1 minute and a second.
And then we had the Redwood Raptors in second place for the under-19 men's portion, and that was at 1 minute and 3 seconds.
At third place, the Gargoyles come in at 1 minute and 7.
Pretty good.
Yep.
These were all real close to each other. All right, that's the Rift Raft Women's Open is about to go. So they're going to start for their Downriver stretch here.
Just noting here, the Women's Open winners and the Men's Masters winners had identical times. So
yeah,
it tells you that this sport it's not just about like pure strength. It has a lot to do with the way you're working together as a team and hitting the right lines.
Oh yeah, we can see the technique at play in all the different wraps and the different. I noticed I can see different strategies sort of in what they're doing. They're definitely not all taking the same route. As we mentioned before, some of them are paddling really quickly, and some of them are sort of going slow and steady. But we got Riff Raft in front of us. Again, they got first place for the Women's Open here at 1 minute. They're paddling pretty steady here. We got a great angle of them right now, actually. Real nice little aerial shot as they slide into Hellhole.
I think part of this team is coming from Colorado.
Okay, for sure. There they go. Now they're going to just keep going for the next 25, 30 minutes until they reach that finish line.
And if I'm thinking about them correctly, this team has some roots in Pico, California, and some of these talented rafting ladies now are based out in Colorado and will come back to the area to run the event.
Cool. That's awesome. So I guess we can move on to some of our awards. Again, we're talking about the awards from the sprint, which took place earlier today. The cadet men's also only had one boat, so they won at 1 minute and 20 seconds. First place was the Redwood Rafters, the only cadet men's in the competition. And then we had mixed masters.
Yep, three teams in the mixed masters. The outsiders come in at a minute and 4 seconds at the top.
And then we had in second place was the Furies at a minute and 6 seconds, just close behind the outsiders there.
Yeah, and number 3, the Eddie Munchers at a minute and 10.
That's also a pretty hilarious name. Again, that's the Mix Masters winners. So. And then we have the Mix Open.
That's right, 2 teams. First place, Riff Raft, with 56 seconds. And worth noting, Riff Raft won the overall event. They had the fastest time out of everyone that ran this morning.
56 seconds. That's sort of the fastest time by quite a lot. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the men's open Riff Raft got 57 seconds, but yeah, that's pretty good. 56 seconds. So coming down here is the Red Ladies, number 92. So again, the Red Ladies are starting their downriver descent. They were second place in the women's open at 1.2 seconds. And they're just shooting down right now. They're paddling hard. They look like they're that's their strategy, to take off and keep going pretty fast there.
All right, we're almost through. So we're at the under 19. All right, mix.
Yep.
Under 19 mixed boat. First place Redwood Rafters, our home team, with minute and 13 seconds.
And the second place is also the Redwood Rafters, team number 2, following just 1 second behind at 1 minute and 14 seconds. Again, that's for the under 19 for the sprint results, which was earlier today. Started off around 9 and lasted, I think, about 2 hours.
That's right. We took a little break for lunch. Everyone was hanging out on the shore, and swim, getting to know people, and starting back up in competition. The last category would be the cadet mixed boat. And first place in that event, the Redwood Rafters. And that wraps up our summary of results from this morning's sprint event.
And we have the California Poppies coming up. Team number 51. They are an under 19 group. California Poppies, under 19 women. So we can see them getting started here. They're paddling away. And that is the California Poppies, starting now for their downriver descent. The California Poppies were first in the under 19 women's for the sprint, so we'll see how they do this time around. It's kind of a cool thing that they get to, they're doing Hellhole twice. So now they've done it once, and they are maybe tweaking their strategies if they, want to.
Right. So in theory, there should be some improvement.
Yeah, exactly.
Although we're probably not going to be reporting out on that.
And the sun has come out. It's a beautiful day here on the river. It was kind of a little cloudy earlier, but it's a beautiful day today. The sun is out. It is shining. I imagine the rafters are happy with that. It's a little more pleasant to get splashed around in the cold water when the sun's out and it's warm.
I'm happy about that.
I'm happy about that. I'm hoping to go for a swim later. Yeah. We're in the shade, though, which is also nice. It's just overall very lovely.
And if you are catching the YouTube stream or you're catching this signal on some other streaming service, give us a like, share it out, get it out there. Let's spread the word about the event.
Absolutely. And tonight we have we got Jackie and the Jollies playing. So come on out to that. It'll be a super fun day, or super fun evening, where we'll be kind of talking about, I think there's going to be some awards things going on. You can help celebrate with us, all the people that have been working so hard today and throughout the competition. So up next we got 66. That's the Redwood Rafters under 19 women's team. Let's see, how did they do? They got second place in the sprints with a time of 1 minute and 15 seconds. So we'll see how they fare in the Downriver stretch of things. Yeah, and as a reminder, I'm Jay. I'm not Jay. I'm Narrowly, and Jay is right next to me. And we're from Humboldt Hot Air. If you don't know, Humboldt Hot Air is Arcata's community radio station. We're a program at Playhouse Arts. We're right in the Creamery District in downtown Arcata. And we are broadcasting at 94.7 FM. So you can check us out. We got a wide variety of all sorts of different types of programming. So thanks to the 2025 competition for whitewater rafting. It was the 2025 USRA and USARC Whitewater Rafting National Championships. Thanks for having us on the river. It's exciting to be able to be involved in local events like this. And I know that both Jay and myself had some rafters live in the studio over the last few months to talk about it. So
that's right. The rafters have a large number of young folks infusing tons of energy into the sport, and we enjoyed having them in the studio.
And so they're coming down now. That who you're watching right now come through there, that is Redwood Rafters under 19 women's team, just starting their descent on the Downriver. And I'm seeing other boats paddling real fast up there, but you can see. I think that footage that we're watching is that's those Redwood Rafters right there. They got on a nice matching outfits. So that makes them look real professional. So this event goes for 3 days. So we're just barely kicking it off right now. We'll be here doing this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So be sure to tune back in. We're kind of on and off all day. So yeah.
Yeah, and just to give another big shout out to some of the key sponsors that have helped make this happen. The Trinity Adventure Park, where some of the events are being held out here in Big Flat. Stream guys who are allowing this streaming service to occur. Six Rivers Rafting, Coast Central Credit Union, Almquist Lumber Company. A big shout out to Sotar Inflatables, Green Diamond, and the Rendezvous Dental Club. Just a few of the sponsors that help make this happen.
All right, and so coming up, they're beginning their descent down. We've got the Redwood Rafter Cadet Women. That's team number 71 is starting their descent downriver now. So 71 is the Redwood Rafter Cadets women. So trying to see if we have info. So they were the only boat in that category for the sprints. So they won first place. And these folks that we're watching right now are under 13. So that's pretty impressive. These are some real young, talented folks out here really learning the river, and who knows what they'll be doing when they're in the adult categories. They'll have been working this river for a long time. Again, the Redwood Rafter Cadet women who are all under 13 and cruising down hellhole like it's nothing.
Awesome.
And that's their descent down. Now they're headed all the way down to the finish line. Pretty impressive.
Also want to give a shout out to all the volunteers that have been putting this race together over the last weeks or months or maybe even a year since they accepted this big responsibility. People, going out and getting the funding and developing the technology and establishing those partnerships that that are critical to making it all happen. And then, there was a late night. There was a lot of people working on this, some last minute logistics, and today things have run real smoothly and just got to
Things have
hand it.
been going great, totally, and for sure, especially just to look at the setup, just to describe to folks what we've got here. We got a great little setup here, right on the rocks, like really right on a cliff, sort of where Hellhole is, and it's working smoothly, and it's a pretty clean setup. And we got the internet here, so we can stream, and we got all the equipment we need and these great little mics. So, anyways, who do we got going down here? So coming up, starting their descent down right now, we have the Outsiders, 94. That's Masters Men. The Outsiders Masters Men. So they were also the only boat in their category of men's masters during the sprint results. So they came down in a minute. That was pretty good for the sprints. Definitely on the faster end of things when we look at all of them together. So
Yeah, 4 seconds behind the fastest boat. So
yeah,
that gives you a sense of the margin for being competitive here.
oh yeah, and so they are dipping down into the drop right now. Woo!
Very steady. These guys are going to keep up a steady but consistent pace, I can see.
We got a good little crowd here on the river watching people go down. And I think people are starting to sort of head over to, we'll be heading over to that finish line pretty soon here as well. They're going to do half of the team, and then we take a little intermission, and they do the next half because they got to swap the boats.
A little bit of shuttling of boats involved in order to get them back up here to be reused for the second group of racers.
We were happy to see that Humboldt Hot Air had a logo on one of the boats. So I've been waiting to see when the Humboldt Hot Air boat. That's the one I'm betting my money on.
That's right. Jason, you're knocking it out with the UAV work over there. Nice work. People are loving it.
Yeah, shout out to Jason for running the drone. It's the footage, as we can see as we speak. This footage is looking great. You can kind of see the boats gearing up. That's a new type of boat they got right there. I don't know what. Do you know the name of that type of boat, Jay?
The one that's in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cataract.
There's a cataract hanging out of that start line. We're zooming in on it now. Some folks hanging out on there. So coming up, '61 is Riff Raft Men's Open. That's going to be who we got next. Oh, and we can see him just coming around the bend right there.
Yeah, and that cat sitting out there by the entry gates are the judges.
Oh, there you go.
And the initial timer.
That makes sense. They're waiting to make sure that they get that. Because really, sometimes when it comes down to it, it's just a split second that can make you win. So they got to be right there to make sure they're measuring that right. So this is 61. This is Riff Raft Men's Open. And so they got first place in the Men's Open during our sprint results. That was at 0.57 seconds. That's pretty dang good.
And is that the one that's only a second off the...
Oh, by 1 second, they didn't get the first place. Yeah. So they're doing pretty good.
Coming in pretty far to the right.
Their paddling is real in sync.
Nice work. Nice line coming in a little bit to the right and then taking a river right to river left ferry angle right into that river left pillow. Just where you want to be.
And they're just keeping on with their real strong start. You can see them. They're still paddling, and gosh, it seems exhausting to keep that up for like 30 minutes straight.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how that pace keeps up over the duration of the.
Yeah, you can see them. We got the drone. Jason's got the drone following them pretty good, so you can kind of see if they slow down or not, and they're not really slowing down too much.
That might be it for the first heat of boats with that first bunch of rafts. We might have another one, but we're due very soon for a break here while they wait for the first bunch of rafters to run the course and take those boats out and then shuttle them back up for the second heat of boats.
Yeah, and I think we're going to take down our little station that we got going here, and we'll move down to that finish line so we can get some interviews with folks. We want to check in and see how people are feeling, how the day's been going. So we're excited to get that to you as well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back.
All right, folks.
All right, we got boat number 91 coming down here. And this may be one of the last boats before we take a little break. And And again, this is the Downriver race. All right, here they come. They pass through the gates for the starting line, and they're approaching Hell's Hole. Here they come. All right, they've entered Hell's Hole, and they're coming down the lip. Looks like they're right down the middle, down the drop. Well done. All right, looks like we got a couple of younger folks on that team. All right, that was number 90.
Yeah, I guess he's just on the cadet. He's just on the mixed team.
Yeah. Oh, that's the
All right, we are going to be changing our setup to the takeout while boats are being moved around for the second half of the race. So we're going to take a brief intermission and be back.